She was in bed with my best friend. The door wasn't locked. The moment I pushed open the guest room door, I saw Emily's long hair fanned out across Mark's pillow. They froze. Mark looked up at me, annoyed, like someone interrupted mid-meal. Emily didn't even bother to pull up the blanket. "Get out," she said, flat. I just stood there. Mark scrambled up and grabbed a pair of pants. "Man, I'm sorry," he said. Emily sat up. "What are you apologizing for?" She looked straight at me. "You're the one who comes home after midnight every day. You're the one who let him move in." The words hit like a bucket of ice water. Just last week I'd told her Mark had been really down lately and we should look out for him. She'd said okay. Mark was my college brother. 3 months ago his startup tanked, and his girlfriend ran off with his money. I let him stay in the guest room for a while. Just a transition, I'd said. Emily put fresh sheets on his bed and cooked his favorite steak. I remember thinking how lucky I was to have married such a kind woman. Later, she started asking about his preferences, what kind of beer he liked, why his ex had left him. I began working late more often, and she and Mark would watch movies in the living room. One time I came home at 2 a.m. and saw them sitting close together at the kitchen island, sharing a plate of cold fries. Mark was laughing. I hadn't seen Emily smile like that at me in a long time. "When did this start?" My voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. "Does it matter?" Emily got out of bed and picked up my shirt, my favorite one, and put it on. "How many days a month are you actually home?" At least Mark listens when I talk. Mark kept his head down, putting on his shoes. "Don't, Emily." "Why not?" She shot back, turning to him. "You scared of him? He treats you like a stray dog, throws you a bed and a few meals, and you're overflowing with gratitude." I looked at Mark. He wouldn't meet my eyes. I remembered last week he said he'd found a new job and wanted to take us out to dinner. I'd told him brothers don't stand on ceremony. The way he clapped my shoulder had been a little too hard. "Get out," I said. Mark grabbed his jacket. When he passed me, he hesitated. "She kissed me first," he muttered, then hurried downstairs. The front door opened and shut. Just me and Emily now. She lit a cigarette. I didn't even know she smoked. "Let's get divorced," she said. "That's what you want?" I asked. "A broke guy who sleeps with his friend's wife." "He wants me." Her eyes were cold through the smoke. "What about you? You want a nanny, a housekeeper, a pretty accessory that makes you look successful." "I'm tired." I took off my wedding ring and tossed it onto the bed. It bounced once and rolled onto the floor. "Pack your things," I said. "My lawyer will contact you tomorrow." She shrugged. Dividing the property felt like a tug-of-war. Emily wanted half the equity in the house, the car, and 60% of our joint savings account. She called it emotional compensation. My lawyer reminded me that cheating doesn't affect asset division unless there's a prenup. We didn't have one. Friends quietly took sides. Most stayed out of it. A few old classmates took me out for drinks and said Mark had moved to the east side of town. Emily didn't seem to be living with him. I didn't ask. The day the divorce was finalized, I got a text from Mark. "I'm sorry. I really love her." I deleted it and blocked his number. A month later, I ran into Emily at the grocery store. She was alone, with instant noodles and frozen dinners in her cart, dark circles under her eyes. We made eye contact across an aisle. She turned away first. Later, our mutual friend Jason told me Mark and Emily had tried living together. They fought constantly. Mark said she was controlling. She called him a loser. They broke up in less than 6 weeks. She asked how you were doing. Jason said. I told her I didn't know. I said thanks. I moved to another city, changed jobs, deleted my social media. Once, on a business trip, I ran into a former coworker. He leaned in and asked, "I heard your divorce was because of that?" "Yeah," I said. He shook his head. "Mark was always messing around with other guys' girlfriends back in college. You misjudged him." I didn't respond. Last night my new roommate was watching a stand-up special in the living room. The comedian was telling cheating jokes, and the audience was roaring. My roommate asked me, if someone you trusted betrayed you, who would you hate most? I thought about it. The version of me who was so sure he was a great judge of character. I said. He blinked, then laughed. That's a good answer. I smiled a little too and looked down, continuing to wipe my knife. The blade was shiny, reflecting a small, warped version of my face. I slid it back into the knife block with a crisp sound. Time to make dinner. The fridge was neatly stocked. Cooking for one is easy to control. I took out a chicken breast and some vegetables and started slicing. The knife hit the cutting board in a steady rhythm.